life, Anne Bancroft was half of one of Hollywood's greatest, longest-running couples, married to Mel Brooks for more than 40 years. Our deep condolences to Mel, one of the great people, on the loss of a great person. Speaking of great people, it's time to go to New York. Newsnight with Aaron Brown. He walks with giants.
Yeah, but I'm not in her class, I'll tell you that.
Go get him, Aaron.
Thank you. We begin tonight the way many programs, including Larry's, just ended, with an obituary. And as he showed, in this case, the deceased deserves to lead a program. Anne Bancroft was a great, powerful, often joyful actress who in one great role became part of the common language we all share. You say Mrs. Robinson, and people know who you are talking about, what the movie was, what the part was about, what the era was. Anne Bancroft, Oscar winner, Tony winner, star, has died.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
Anne Bancroft was Mrs. Robinson, the elder woman to Dustin Hoffman's emerging young man in The Graduate. The movie, directed by Mike Nichols, was a classic, the role her most famous, but not the role she liked best. With all the good work I've done, some of it very good, she said, all people want to talk about is Mrs. Robinson. Nobody talks about the miracle worker.
W-A-T-E-R.
She won a Tony on Broadway and an Oscar for the film. She was Anne Sullivan in the story of Helen Keller, the miracle worker. More happens in her face in 10 seconds than happens in most women's faces in 10 years, said Arthur Penn, who directed her on Broadway. Born in the Bronx to Italian immigrant parents, she dreamed of being an actress in a time when just getting by was hard enough. But her mother encouraged her, and off to Hollywood she went. Anna Maria Luisa Italiano became first Anna Marno and then Anne Bancroft. I thought, she said, it sounded more dignified. Her film debut came in 1952, Don't Bother to Knock, a decade of supporting roles, then Broadway with the great Henry Fonda, Two for the Seesaw, for which she won a Tony. She was a dedicated actress and made it sound deceptively easy.
It's getting up early and it's putting on wigs and, and learning lines and, most of it is that. I mean, there's very few moments in the day when you're really expressing yourself.
She married Mel Brooks in 1964. I've never had so much pleasure being with another human being, she said after they first met, their son Maximilian, born 8 years later. The two then co-starred in the farcical To Be or Not to Be. For a time, she turned down work in favor of family life, but the lure of the stage, the theater, the screen pulled her back. The range of her work impressive. She was an aging ballerina in The Turning Point, another Oscar nomination. Anne Bancroft could be equally convincing as Golda Meir or a Mother Superior in Agnes of God. There were so many roles we'd need most of the program just to list them all. Rarely an easy character or an easy role.
All right, now over to you. It's kind of like giving birth. Think of giving birth. I mean, it's very painful and hard work. And yet, isn't it worth